everybody's looking at fat loss and want to lose weight, but I think it's more we are under muscle, right? It's not about people are fat and overweight, we're under muscle because the whole idea and the goal is to build muscle and lose body fat. It's a lot of things outside that you can't control, right? But what you can control is what you do with yourself. But whatever you're gonna do, just do it. I mean, and don't give yourself an excuse not to get better every day. When I train all my fighters, we have I push them so much to the limit and to a breaking point, and it's like, dang, Q, you worked me today. But the next time we work, they don't really realize that I'm giving them a little bit more. What I tell you to do, I'm willing to do myself or I've done myself. Right. For the women that might be watching this, you might be thinking I'm only dealing with men. I actually train more women than I train men. I'm gonna go back to it. Foods. Every time you work out, you tear a muscle. You have micro tears in everything that you do. And that's why you sore. Thing help you repair muscles with aminos and help you repair those muscles in those areas. So when you eating good, you're less sore, you feeding your muscles. So the next day you come back.
Look, this is the eye of the trenches.
Peace and blessings, y'all. Welcome to another episode of EyeTalk podcast. Who I got with me?
I got Quentin McClain, Rhino Fit in the building.
Absolutely. So, where you from, brother? Tell them about yourself.
Oh man, I'm originally from Chicago. I grew up in the hundreds. Hundreds. Was rough always out that way. But now I train people, whether they pro fighters or soccer moms or people want to get in shape to get to their best version of themselves.
Absolutely. So you know how you said you grew up in the hundreds. It was a little rough, right?
Yeah.
I noticed on Instagram you got a martial arts background, correct?
Yeah, man. I've been when I went to I got out of hundreds alive, thank God. Then I went to college. I played baseball all through college. And then after college, man, I kind of had a period of time where I was just kind of like in a rut and I didn't know like what else I want to do. I know I want to still compete in sports. So man, I started martial arts and been doing it almost 20 years now. And then in between that time, I traveled all over the world, fought in Korea, China, competed locally all around the states. And then in a period of time, man, I said, you know what? I can help other people get in better shape. So I started training fighters and stuff as well now.
Absolutely. So, like, may I ask, how old are you, brother?
I'm 42, man. I'll be 43 next year early. So man, I'm still
Wow.
moving, bro.
Praise due to the Most High, bro, for real. So I'm asking for your age just because of this alone. I want people to understand there's no excuse to be out of shape. It don't matter the age. Like movement is medicine. So
Yes,
what
sir.
can you say? What can you elaborate on that more for me, please?
Yeah, man. I was always the type, man, that especially when I started martial arts, a lot of people that was training with me was 60s, 70s, 80s. And even though they couldn't do everything that like they could do before, but they were still able to still move and stay functional. And it just guys never got sick. They never really got hurt. They wasn't walking around with a cane unless it was for a weapon purpose. So age is not really relative, so much. Um, it it plays a part in like, that's just a number, but as far as like being in movement and still being functional and good health, man, it's just something right here. So a lot of guys, even my age, sometimes ask me, man, but when you go slow down? I say, man, never. Because one day I won't be able to do this. So now I take the time that I have to be able to continue on.
Absolutely. So I gotta ask you this. How big is your diet when it comes to training? Like how important, I should say.
Man, it's everything, bro. Like that's probably people say 70. I say probably 90% of it. And here,
Mhm.
I'll give you a story. It's been times where I've hurt myself, injuries, knees, stuff like that, and I can't really work out. But I
Mhm.
always stay consistent on I never say eating clean and I never say eliminate a food group, but I make sure I keep my proteins high. I make sure always tracking what I eat, because even when me being injured and me still eating good, I keep the same weight. And I'm gonna tell you, I've been give or take 10 pounds, plus or minus for the last almost 20 years, because I eat the same amount of foods. I never have a time where I'm walking around 250 and belly, poking out, you
Real
know.
food.
I'm always walking around in good shape because of my quality of foods I eat. And I'm gonna tell you, for these people that's religious on certain things, and if you want to be keto, vegetarian, whatever you want to be on, just stay consistent with it, and make it a lifestyle. And if you can continue to sustain it, then it works for you.
Mm-hmm. So for sure, for sure. So like, you know how you said like going up plus minus weight. So like growing up, were you a skinny kid or were you a little chubby or were you swole like solid? Like how were you?
I would say more chubby. I had a growth spurt in high school. But when I was 13, my mom asked me, she said, "What you want?" And normal kid with one Nintendo game. I said, "I want some weights." I used to watch a lot of wrestling as a kid, right? So
Uh-huh.
the old boys, Hulk Hogan and Ultimate Warrior, the old school guys, and they always had walking around, and when I got the weights, I didn't necessarily know how to use them. I had
Yeah.
never had like big brothers or big cousins that kind of showed me, but I
Mhm.
had them, and I just, was just playing around with them. And then it's always been with me. So people ask me, how long you been working out? Man, how long you want to know?
Yeah,
how,
for
you-
sure.
how long you want to know, man? It's been since I was a kid. So,
So
it's
you
always stuck with me.
yeah, for sure. That's amazing, bro. So like I asked that question because you said you were a chubby kid. I want people to understand it don't matter about your genetics when it comes to working out. It's just about a great clean diet and just being consistent. Like, would you agree or no?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Genetics only get you so far, man. Like, just like talent only gets people so far, right? So like you can have all the talent in the world and you can have good genetics and makeup, but at a certain point, you have to decide, like, what do I want to do and how I want to look, right? If you look
Mhm.
at my family, nobody is built like me, right?
Us-
You would think now, some people in my family, most we got shoulders and stuff, but nobody's cut and big and muscular. So you would probably think, oh man, Q probably got some good genetics. No, I just got some good work ethic. You know what I mean? So that's what it comes down to. It's not about how my father built. Me and my brother got different body types. You wouldn't even think, oh man, that's cute, brother. You know,
Mhm.
just he's not into the fitness and the whole working out part. So God bless him. He's good at what he does, but it's all about the work. It's not
This is
even
your brother, man. No, I'm playing with you. I'm playing with you. I'm playing.
all love.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So like what's something you want to talk about on this platform, brother? Because you know this is an open space. You know, speak your mind, bro, for real.
Yeah, I just want people to understand, like, everybody's looking at fat loss and want to lose weight, but I think it's more we are under muscle, right? It's not about people are fat and overweight, we're under muscle. Because the whole idea and the goal is to build muscle and lose body fat. When you build muscle and you replace the fat, then you got your answer, right? But it's a certain way to do it. You just can't wing it. You just can't you just can't go to the gym a couple times. It has to be a lifestyle. And people say they busy, and I get it. People got kids, and I get it. But we all got 168 hours every week to manage, right?
And you said 168.
Yeah, hours in a week. And, between that time, there's no excuse why you can't work out 5 or 6 hours in a week.
Mm-hmm.
That's doing something 30, 45 minutes a day, or just walking, being more active, or, doing something from home, or just, not giving yourself a reason. And I tell my clients, man, you get your Google Calendar, you start typing in everything you have to do for the week, pencil in that 30, 45-minute workout. Also, you want to put in, I got to work, I got to pick up the kids, I got to be with my husband and wife, I got to chill with my brothers and sisters, but I got to work out, right? And once you start doing that, you set a reminder and it becomes like a habit, man, it just sticks with you. And that's kind of how I am. It just, just something that I like, just something that I do because it just makes me feel good. It's like therapy. And
Absolutely.
it's not like that up front with a lot of people. Some days I don't feel like doing either, but it's something that I know I have to do because I just don't want to be unhealthy and sick, you know?
100%. So to that point, you spoke on therapy. So like, could people use working out as a coping mechanism? Yes or no?
Yeah, yeah, man. I have bad days like everybody else. And man, when you got a bad day, it's something about, you know, going to work out or going to hit the bags or when I used to spar a lot, hitting somebody else or it's in a sport manner, not just outside beating up people, but in the more
Yeah.
sport manner. It's just something about it that just kind of, help you cope with a lot of things because it's a lot of things outside that you can't control, right? But what you can control is what you do with yourself. Like you can't control if you lost your job or somebody died or your husband and wife left you or your dog died or something. You can't control that stuff. But
Yeah.
you can control getting up, being active, and if you let yourself give yourself an excuse for it, then it's always going to be an excuse. And a lot of people I talk to, it's the man says they don't even want to start working out when the doctor gives them some kind of bad news. Right then it's like I gotta get back to it versus not having bad news, right? Just keep going, right? Just keep training, keep going. And you don't and it's not a race. You don't have to look like me or somebody else. It's just your own journey. But if you don't have weights, man, you got the old school stuff. You got push. I see you doing it sometimes. You got calisthenics, the push-ups, the sit-ups, the go to the park, whatever it is, right?
Mhm.
But don't give yourself an excuse not to do it is the main thing. So no
Absolutely.
0 days. If you go on my page every morning, I post no 0 days. That's
Break
not
down what no 0 days mean so they don't go over anybody's head.
yeah, it's a mindset. It's like, we all got 168, we all got 24 hours in a day, and you have whatever your task is. It's not just all about just the gym, being in the gym and stuff. You know, work on your business a little bit more. All right, you got enough time to do that. Get the training in. You got time to do that. You got time to be with your wife and your husband. You got time to play with the kids. You got time to hang out with friends. But whatever you're gonna do, just do it. I mean, and don't give yourself an excuse not to get better every day. That's the main thing. And people are starting to, jump on that shit with me because they see that what I tell you to do, I'm willing to do myself or I've done myself. Right.
Mhm.
So I
So
say
they like the pot calling the kettle black then.
man,
Yeah.
listen, if you call me out on it, you better be ready. You better be ready because I'm with it too. So it's just one of those things where I tell people just be active every day and just keep moving and get better every day. That's the main thing, you know. Man, that's the main thing.
100%. So I heard you mention the word habit, correct? Like you
Yeah.
say you gotta be working out a habit. So like I like to manifest. What's a bad habit that you have that you want to break?
Mm, bad habit I want to break. Um, like us all, giving energy to something that doesn't need your energy, because it can go bad too, because no 0 days can go negative, right? You can be so zoned in on it on a it or a person, and you thinking I'm gonna go hard on that, but that's you planting the wrong seed in that one, right? You might be planting the wrong seed in that one. You gotta sometimes, for me, recognize and be like, all right, I tried, it didn't work. I tried a little bit more. Okay, let me try it this way, right? And then focusing on that one versus like just you know, sticking out with something because that's the homie from the block from a long time ago, or her childhood friend. No, you gotta grow and elevate. So sometimes for me, it's just knowing I gotta go hard on something, but knowing when like to go. That's not the. That's not what I should be at. I should be at this going hard on this other thing. So that's
Absolutely.
why I have it, um, and sometimes in life to get better, we gotta do some stuff that we don't want to do, right? Like who feel like working out 5 in the morning? You
That's
know,
what I've been on every day.
yeah. Like some days you don't feel like getting up. It's dark early now, and No, you still gotta go to work, make money. You still gotta do stuff at the house and stuff, but you have to do the things that you don't want to do so you can enjoy things that the great things later. So, just forcing yourself to do it, and it becomes a habit, and you just feel like you can't do without it. So that's the main thing.
Facts. Facts. I agree with that wholeheartedly. So this is another question I have. What do you prefer, calisthenics or body weight? Like I'm not body weight, but or weights.
Uh, it's a some days you go on and off. Like I train a lot of people with hit interval training, and interval training or hit training is high intensity training. It's good because it's on a time method. So I have my own app when I train clients, like they're not in person, so I train a lot of people online, then I train some people in person. And what I do with busy people is I create a workout in my app, and I record myself doing everything so it can just follow along. But it gives them a time way to do certain things. So I might say, hey, do push-ups for 30 seconds, take a 10-second break. Now we're doing squats. If we're just doing body weight. Body weight is almost harder to do sometimes than regular weights. And when it was around COVID time, it wasn't no gym. So everybody was doing either dumbbells at the house or body weight, and people was getting ripped. So, if you don't have so much access to the gym, it doesn't make an excuse. But sometimes I might go a period of time where, 3 months I might be lifting, and then I take a little break from the weights and I do, maybe a month or so just all body weight, and that works for you, that works for you. But whatever your method is, you gotta trick your body, because sometimes your body gets so used to calisthenics that you don't have growth there either. So you gotta
Yeah,
lift.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, yeah. So
So like I seen a post on Instagram. They said you shouldn't work out for failure, but you should work out what's uncomfortable. How do you feel on that?
you work out to failure. Um, you gotta push yourself to failure, because that's where new growth comes in. Like
Hmm.
sometimes people stop, and that's just life, right? Sometimes we fail, we get muscle memory with failure, right? We okay, dang, that didn't work. So now we try something else and we grow from that. Same thing is lifting or working out. So sometimes, like, that last 2 or 3 reps or whatever you're doing, repetitions, um, should be a point where it's like, man, I can't do no more. But the next time when you take a break, you take a couple of days, let your body rest on that area. Now your body understands that you can do those, and now it's going to break into a new growth, right? So you should be pushing yourself to the limit. If you get to a part where stuff get hard, like some people, and bag out and be like, I can't do no more, you never really grow. You never really grow from that, right? So you should be pushing yourself to your limits, not hurting yourself, pushing yourself to the limits where you get the new growth. So you have to. Now some people don't believe in that, but that's their choice. I when I'm training my fighters, especially those guys, shout out to my guy Big Tay. He got a fight coming up. Mayor Tay, if you follow him, he got a
Oh
fight.
yeah, I know who that is. Yeah, he nice with it. Yeah, for sure.
On 27th, we going to war again. When I train all my fighters, we have I push them so much to the limit and to breaking point, and it's like, dang, Q, you worked me today. But the next time we work, they don't really realize that I'm giving them a little bit more.
Hmm.
And then we push towards that, and then I give them a little bit more. And by the time it's time to get in the ring, man, you've been through so much, pain and agony, and you push your lungs to capacity that, man, you don't get tired. You're just like unbreakable, so you have to push yourself to failure. Have to.
Yeah, that's that's for real. So like, you mentioned like you a coach and a trainer, like so like my boxing coach, because I had started boxing about 2 years ago, just because like I was in like a depressed state. I'm like, man, I need to do something to just lock in, give me like, something to go for, like live for. Right. So I had my coach, right, but he had cancer at the time and he was in the gym with us every day working, every day. Then he passed, bro. and that put me right back in that same deep depression, right? It felt like because he felt like a grandfather in a way to me. You know what I mean, bro? So like, can you explain like how how a relationship is with a trainer and a fighter? Like, you know?
Yeah. Well, for me, first it's like the relationship built through trust, right? I mean, if you know that person got your best interest and then whatever they tell you to do, you pretty much do. How I establish trust with a lot of fighters and stuff and people is this, especially my fighters. I'm gonna talk about this. That's a topic. I was new to the boxing scene. I was good at training, but I was new to the boxing scene. So my way of coming in was kind of, people test you a little bit. So
Yeah.
when I first got to the gym, bunch of pros in there. I never had a professional boxing fight. I had a bunch of fights and kickboxing fights and martial arts was different. Um, I had to get in the ring with some of the good heavyweight pro guys. And
Ooh.
and I had to feel it and I had to give it a little bit to them as well, right? And it created a trust and a bond and say, well, he got something right there, right? So what you're talking about. And then as time went on, they know I, started fighting and stuff, and they started trusting my methods and adding a little bit of this and that to a point where now they know whatever I'm telling them, I've done or I do now, and I'm only gonna give it to you the way that's gonna help you enhance what you do. Not change everything that what you do, but enhance. So whatever your strengths are, I want to make you stronger. That's why some of the guys I don't spar no more. I give you all my stuff and get you stronger. You can't be hitting me with it no more, man. Like we
It's too much. It's
we
too much.
yeah, we passed it. I got you all the sauce and got you stronger. I can't give it, but um, the bond between that is great, man. It's like, it's a brotherhood or uncle. I'm not like a father figure. Nobody's like an uncle or brother, and 'cause I'm still young and I'm still moving. And I'm the kind of opposite of a lot of coaches in this aspect where I'm still training every day. Some coaches or some in the martial art masters, they just stop training and they think they made it and they at this high level, but just like your coach, God rest him. But if he would have probably stopped training a lot earlier with you, he could have probably passed way before then. That,
Yeah,
that
sure.
probably kept him going. We would never know, but it probably kept him going, right? Because once you kind of stop, you lose. So I still stay in the game. I'm a student of the game. I watch fighters. I watch their weaknesses, their strengths, and I figure out a way to try to kind of make it better. Many guys. Shout out to Chris Milley. I don't know if you guys know him from the city. Good. Dewan Johnson. We hitting back going. A lot of
Yeah.
guys. A lot of
Hey,
guys.
Rondo need to lose that weight, man. If he watched this, you hear me right now. He trained with my coach too a little bit in Atlanta, so like that's how I got familiar with him. But yeah, that's my guy. My bad. I don't mean to cut you off, brother.
That's
But
the ball. That's the ball. He getting back. He gonna watch this and he gonna see he getting back. I'm gonna make sure he get back. So, yeah, it's a trust in the bond. People when fighters trust you or anybody trust you, they work with you, whether it's men or women. And for the women that might be watching this, you might be thinking I'm only dealing with men. I actually train more women than I train men.
I'll speak on that, brother. Speak on that. Do your thing.
Yeah. Women got they got they got the same type of goals. They want the bow. They want the legs and the glutes and stuff. So since me working with so many of them, I kind of understand what they trying to do and what they're trying to accomplish. But for us all, it all matters about when it comes down to it is your food habits,
Mhm.
right? You either overeating or undereating, and most people are overeating, so they can't see the muscles or the muscle growth or the curves. So once we repair people's metabolism on foods, the work that we give them for as training is much easier. They get better results, and I let people keep their results. Meaning, once you get done training with me, and I've been telling you to do this every day, and you've been tracking it, you know, timing your stuff, putting in your food so I can see it, and now you understand what works. So after you get done with me, you can continue doing it and still keep your results versus, you out here guessing. That's what you see people do in the gym. They guessing. And that's why if you go to the gym, you'll look around, you'll be like, what is going on in here? All right, what is these what is these people doing? people making up stuff, and everybody's experts now and telling you, man, you should do it like this, or you should eat like this, or only drink water for 7 days and you be straight. Like, no, right? There's a certain way to do it to sustain your results, and that's what I give people the education behind, so they can kind of keep it and keep going with it.
100%. So
Yeah.
like, what's some gems on that thing you could give us, like, like on muscle growth, like if you want to grow muscle.
Yeah, if you want to grow muscle, um, you gotta lift heavier weights. Obviously, you can't be lifting 5 pound dumbbells for the rest of your life. Right? You have to progressively overload. So you might, get good with 5 and then, move up to 10, then you continue to grow. And next thing you know, you go higher. But I'm
Go
gonna
up
tell
by the weight. I don't mean to cut you off, but should you go up on your weight by the week, or like how do you go about that?
you, 5 pounds or so, you increase. But I'm gonna tell you, most importantly, the way you develop and it grows more is I'm gonna go back to it. Foods. Every time you work out, you tear a muscle. You have
Hmm.
micro tears in everything that you do, and that's why you sore.
Hmm.
So you get rest and recovery helps repair the muscles and cells, but also foods, especially high protein. Protein help you repair muscles with aminos and help you repair those muscles in those areas. So when you eating good, you're less sore. You feeding your muscles. So the next day you come back and you can lift a little heavier. When you feel yourself kind of plateauing, sometimes it's a point of you're not eating enough, right? So even me, I usually eat at a consistent way, but sometimes when I want to get bigger size on purpose, I increase my food intake. So I might be, maybe 300 to 400 calories more than where I was for a little while. My protein intake goes up and I'm constantly getting stronger, right? Because I'm feeding my body. We have to feed ourselves to grow, just like grass being watered. So it's the same thing. So increase the weight gradually. Don't jump the gun too fast on the first day and do ego lifting, right? You just progress as you go, and you'll see like, okay, man, I used to do 5 pull-ups, now I can do 10. And that man, I'm 10 easy. Now I can do 15, and now you're at 20, So and I used to be able to curl 30 pounds, man. Now I'm doing 70s, man. But it don't happen the first day. It just progressively go up as you get better.
Sure. So like, what was the most difficult part of growing muscle for you?
Mm, well, I started. I heard me say I lifted weights since I was a kid, but I really started lifting heavier later on in my 30s because when I used to play baseball in college and high school, they was always like, "Man, don't lift too much." Even though I was strong and I just snuck and still lift, there were certain things I couldn't do because um, we didn't want to get too stiff in certain areas. Baseball, you do a lot of throwing, but you want to keep your legs strong. Now the game is different. The way they train people now is like, man, lift, lift. But the old school coaches was kind of like, don't do it.
Hmm.
Same as boxing. I had a problem with fighters. I had a problem first coming in the game because I'm the young coach, and you got these old school guys. Oh man, that lifting gonna make you slow. And me knowing what I know is like, nah, it's just how you train, right?
Hmm.
So I didn't really lift heavy until I kind of, got in my early 30s, and I'm 43 now. And I started lifting more heavier, doing that, and I start growing. So right now I'm still testing my limits. I'm still surprising myself, like, dang, I can now dang, I ain't never think I can do that, right? Because I'm on that 5 pound, 10 pound increase too, what I'm telling you.
Hmm.
So you shock yourself, you're like, yeah, man, I didn't know I could bench 300. I didn't know I could squat that. I didn't know that early on. So, um, which is it's called growth, man. It's growth. Like, and you don't know until you got to push yourself a little bit.
Absolutely. So like, I don't want to just keep going on and on because I want to constantly have you on here just to, we just got to give it to them piece by piece, just like how you work out.
Yeah.
So before we close out, is there anything else you want to like really specify on, speak on, anything that I didn't go over that you would love to go over, brother?
Well, we cover appreciate, and I appreciate you jumping on too, man. A lot of people get a lot of information and they DM me because I post a lot on my socials about, not just me flipping tires and stuff, and doing lifting weights, because you probably won't see me lifting so much on them myself. I post more of my clients, but I post a lot of information on foods and nutrition and proper recovery. So if you follow my page at Quentin McClain official, you'll see a lot of stuff and it helps you with the education part, because once you understand and you educating on what you're doing, your results come faster. It's people that don't have the education and they winging it. They wonder why they're not getting results, because they just you got good intention, but you just don't know. So if you follow my page, Quentin McClain official, or DM me any questions or whatever the case, I'll get back to you or you need a plan of action, I make sure we make it work for you.
Absolutely. And I don't want them to forget this, because you mentioned you have an online program, correct?
Yeah,
You able to elaborate on that real quick before we close out, brother?
yeah, I have my own app, man. I train. I'm blessed to before COVID started, I was already on the online thing. I said, man, I gotta can't just be in Chicago. So I got people I train. I train another fighter. His name is Dusan. Shout out to him. He won his last fight. He's in Germany, right? He was training the app. I got people in other states, Arizona, Cali. I got trained people in parts of Atlanta, Alabama, so all over. So what I do is I create a plan for you, food plan, nutrition plan, how much you should be eating. I make your workouts for you. I hold you accountable every day. So every day you're gonna hear from Q, whether you like it or not, right?
Absolutely.
And the goal is to make it a habit for you, and so you get good results. And that the peace of mind for me is not just getting a bunch of people that that say you want to do it. I actually want to work with people that want to work, right? So and those people get best results and long-term results, and that's it's a pleasure for me to people to trust me when I'm telling them what methods to use, and they doing it, and they seeing the results at the same time I'm seeing it. And some people never met in person, right?
Wow.
And when we do if we ever connected, be like, man, that bro helped me, right? And I feel grateful to be able to help a lot of people.
That's a blessing though, because the blessing is blessing others. I constantly tell people that the blessing is blessing others, and you doing it, brother. So, like how you said you appreciate me, I appreciate you probably even more, bro, because you dropping real gems that we need, and you motivated me, because I know when I get to your age, I pray I look like you, brother. You feel me, like for real,
Yeah,
like, and you
yeah,
showing us no excuses, because I know you got a busy schedule. I
yeah.
know you do, and you making it happen, and you still helping to reach and teach other people. Like, and what I love about you, bro, you a gem dropper. Like, you just post on Instagram dropping gems on. You shouldn't even eat this type of cereal. Get this type of cereal. If you're gonna do this, do that. And you
Yeah.
doing that for free. So that's how I know it's a real passion. It ain't just about no monetary gain with you. It's a passion. So I just have to give you your flowers on that, brother, for real.
I appreciate it, man. It's only gonna get better from here. Trust me, man. I got big goals in my mind that I want to accomplish. But man, if people want to lock in with me. I'm always gonna give you the real, whether you like it or not. But it's gonna help you every time. It's gonna help you every time.
100%. So that's a wrap on this episode of the EyeTalk podcast. Please say your name again and where they can find you at, just so they don't forget, brother.
Oh yeah, I'm Quentin, and you can find me on Instagram at Quentin McClain Official. For sure we drop it somewhere, but Quentin McClain Official. Just send me a follow or a DM, and if you have any questions, or just just window shop for a while, just watch and see what I'm posting, and you'll get some information, and hopefully I'll work with you soon.
Absolutely, brother. I appreciate you again. Peace and blessings. You have a good one, brother, for
So,
real.
yes, sir.
Sir.
Look! This is the eye of the trenches!